if you were alive in the 1970s or 80s, you are likely very familiar with an actress named Marilu Henner, who was a big star, most famous for a show called Taxi, and she was also in the Broadway version of Grease, and she's been in tons of movies and shows since then. Dated John Travolta, yada yada. Still working, still going. But I came across something actually really fascinating about her, and I'll tell you how, which is that I was looking for a podcast to listen to, and there's a guy named Billy Corgan who most famous for a band called Smashing Pumpkins, and he's got a podcast where he interviews musicians mostly. And I'm scrolling through it, and her name pops up. He's interviewing Marilu Henner, and I'm like, why would Billy Corgan be interviewing Marilu Henner? And then I thought, I should listen to this because I really don't understand why he would be like, so just listen because there must be something. So anyway, it turned out to be a really interesting interview for a lot of reasons, but the biggest reason is that she has a condition called hyperthymesia, or hyper superior I can't say it. Hyper superior autobiographical memory, HSAM. And what this condition is that she can remember every single day of her life since I think she was 11 years old. She can remember what she was wearing. She can remember what she ate. She can remember who she talked to. Everything. The good memories, the bad memories. You tell her, April 3rd, 1973, boom, she tells you exactly what she was doing. And this condition it afflicts. Well, that's actually an interesting word, afflicts, because I think for some people it's an affliction, and for other people they see it as a blessing. And for her, right. What I was going to say is that there are 100 people who have been diagnosed with this condition, and apparently they have done brain scans and of these people to verify, and they've done all kinds of other tests too. But there are 9 specific areas of their brain that are larger than the average human, and that although they don't really fully understand how this works or why it happens to certain people, that's one aspect of it, is that these enlarged parts of their brains. So I don't know. What do you think? Like, if you could remember every day of your life, if you could have that skill, would you want it? For her, apparently, she says her first 2 husbands didn't love it very much, and maybe that's why they're the ex-husbands. Her family, her siblings who are still alive, love it because they'll call her up and they'll say, take us on a journey back when we were 16, when we went to a family vacation in the Catskills or something, and just tell us about it. And then she'll just recall that day or those days and everything, and they love it. It's amazing to them, and she really loves it. She considers it a gift. But I guess with the good memories, you're also going to think of the bad memories, and maybe that's not so great because maybe we block out a lot of our bad memories. Although I was chatting about this with a friend of mine who was saying you mostly remember. The bad memories are things you typically remember. I think we probably do block them out, a lot of bad memories as well. Anyway, that's Marilu Henner, and that's her condition, and I thought it was really interesting, and you should subscribe if you want to. Somewhere there's a button. I should find out where that is. If I was Marilu Henner, I would know, because I would have looked at it and I'd remember the day I knew. But thanks for coming. You didn't need to be here, but here you are, and maybe you'll remember this. I don't know. That was attempted a joke. Okay. Adios.